अब आ रहा है। हेलो हेलो।
This team, I think not at this point in time. Stalwart with 2 players remaining. The Turkish casters, the Turkish analysts, they're waving flags on this side. They know it's all but over.
The top spot sat proudly upon right now, with only godlike Stalwart far in the rearview mirror. One more twist and turn is all it'll take for S2G to raise the trophy.
And S2G are looking for them right now. They have eliminated so many and so much of the competition during this one game. I thought they looked nervous, far from it. They were prepared, ready to do what necessary to take home the trophy, to take it back to Turkey and guard it like a dragon.
Spray out into the open and stay alive, survive. The Wolves, the only other team, as 4, and they're trapped right on the south side. Next circle, looking to shrink. Where will we find it? Finally, it moves away from S2G, but blank, it's too little too late to stop them now.
Closing this out with a chicken dinner would be beautiful. Already a knock over towards T2K, and the dominance continues. A 1-2 punch, and T2K sent out of the ring. An uppercut so deadly. The force from it can be felt from here.
The sightline's known. Godlike Stalwart will have to move. Ray-Z gets knocked, but nothing can dampen their spirits at this stage. Hamzy, Silas, under pressure from Alex Shaw, but IHC will have to leave their spot too.
Spirits bolstered by titanium, as you say, John. It's going to be very hard to pierce this bubble. S2G are living the high life now, and they just want to close this game out for fun.
12 eliminations. Potential to break records here. And the run from Silas and Kelsey to lead the charge to IHC. They want to take this fight. They want to move through. Like sharks, they will not stop. Kelsey with the nade. Wants to heal before the fight. And the rest of S2G regroup on the ridgeline with cover.
They even brought motorbikes for the end game. They knew what they were doing.
Spots action, Hamzy. They turn their attention back to the backstab. Everybody else is on this south side, so it is only godlike Stalwart out there, out in the open. As the Wolves take a fight with Vampire. Over the wall they go, into the breach once more. Silas inside, Ray-Z to follow. Ziol on the top rope, Godless and Alex outside. 3 players from IHC are here and around the ground floor of the building. They will find their fight. Will it be the final one? Only time will tell. Alex puts Kelsey to bed, but Alex is traded off. Will not be flushed just yet. Godless last standing, and S2G have one more to deal with. They stay alive. All 4 of them go, and it is not going to stop here. The Terminators from Turkey. Crunch down on IHC. Nova up to bat. Is it the last? Is this what S2G are looking to find to take on the reigning champions, the defenders? Already out of it. S2G want more. One knock on the inside. Order in to play spoiler. It's big, but is it big enough? 2 players now stand for S2G, and Vampire are in the wings.
Hamzy G takes an insane spot there. Silas down, Ray-Z extremely low. It looks like that might just be it. For S2G, how much further can they go? Only 1 player up in Hamzy G. He has to take it all the way versus Nova's 2. 10 eliminations for them. And now just down to 1. But S2G, what a run they've had of it here.
No nades left for Hamzy. They have spent all they have And with it, they are rewarded. A clash between vampires and wolves. A tale as old as time. And this time around, the vampires reign on. Nova turn their attention away. And Hamzy, he's been spotted by Order. The leg peeking out. Under the vehicle, is there an angle? Is there a bullet to be found? The needle looking to pierce. And that will be it. S2G, 15 eliminations to close it down. A champion's performance in match number 18. And look at that. Elation for S2G. Emotion coursing through their veins. Nova, defending champions, graciously will hand over the title.
But at least show them that there's still other teams out there that can take it to them. Despite that, S2G went through the ringer to even get to that stage, and 15 eliminations. Zone 9, Vampire looking for the turkey today, but we've already found our turkey right at the top. And now Nova looks to close this one out.
Oh.
That's another one down. Vampire looking for the third. Paraboy is extremely low. Schweppes just has to find a little bit more. Pushed in by the smoke, and that will be it. Vampire take their third chicken of the day.
In the year of improvement, Vampire surge up the tables in the final day, but the title at the top for Turkey. The brass still hot on their path to victory. The boxes litter behind them. It is their time.
You cannot quite believe what you've seen here. These boys will be taking that trophy home with them, and there it will stay, there it will remain until it's placed back on the stage again, and they will defend the title. Razy has to be proud of this moment. He was vengeance in those last moments of the game, in the first moments of the game. DBS2G here. What a way to finish it.
Up the stairs towards the trophy. Turkey sings the praises of S2G. The champions here in Jakarta. Who will challenge them next year? It is the Turkish team, the Terminators, S2G.
Congratulations, SCG.
S2G have done it, and they are your new PMGC champions. The crowd is going wild. The Turkish casters, I think things just flew around. I think we've got some bottles over here. It is madness, and congratulations to the Turkey region. What a phenomenal final.
I don't have the words right now.
I'm so
Turkey take themselves the finals, and
Yep.
Razy not only
Yes.
qualifies his team through the league stage into these grand finals, but also clutches things up versus 4AM. This man just, solo-handedly almost in his final game, just enabled his team to hold on to that first place. What a great storyline for the team that will be able to defend potentially their title in Turkey next year.
And we talked about them from the get-go. If this team could have just narrowed down the eliminations, could have just narrowed down the placement points, they were going to be able to take their win, and they did just that. And what a beautiful way to finish it, too. They decided to play their game. They ended up getting some amazing, amazing circles to themselves. And not only that, they positioned themselves perfectly to be able to take it to the other teams, to be able to get those eliminations that were risky when they needed to be risky. It paid off, especially against 4 Angry Man. We were in this We're in the edge of our seat wondering who was going to be winning that. S2G to win that. I am so happy for them. Definitely well deserved.
Especially when we were talking about it, right, Seven, after that Miramar game, we were like, you don't overthink don't overthink your
Yes.
situation. You need to be just calm, cool, and collected. And then what they bring up, a 15 elimination game right up there in the podium finish too. You can't overdo that. It is going to be S2G to claim the trophy. What a game, what an event, and what a year of PUBG Mobile Esports.
You were saying Kalsi is one of the best European players right from the get-go, and I think at this point we can think bigger, can't we?
Oh yeah, he's a world champion right now with the squad. Oh my word, look at that, 190 points. That's not a lead, that's like the Grand Canyon of difference between first and second.
They wanted to send a statement, and they did. They said, you know what, this cup later this year is actually going to be going to Turkey for the grand finals. Possibly, they might be able to defend it at home, which is going to be the first time ever for PMGC.
Yeah, they better requalify, okay? Actually, that will be a crime if they do not requalify for the grand finals next year for 2023. But so many teams that have been just so close. DRS, no, they've been constantly been also able to make it into these grand finals of PMGC, getting himself a second place. Very impressed by Nepal region as a whole, and second place is huge for them.
And the back-to-back champions, Nova, finishing in 9th place. I feel like that has to be one of the biggest upsets ever. I was definitely expecting them to be able to get that three-peat. It is not going to happen. SG showcased that. And then with Nova, I mean, this is going to be a scary team. That's all I got to say, because they're going to be wanting to get back. They're going to be wanting to make sure they send a statement next time we see them in the global event.
Looking at some of the individual awards, I specifically want to go over to the Gunslinger award because apparently Top took that home. It must have been today because he really put on a performance.
Yeah, today and the last two matches of yesterday, he's just been able to get performance after performance after performance. Really, when it comes down to it, we do know that godlike Stalwart still have the potential of absolute greatness. Unfortunately, it was just a little bit too late for them to show up. You know what? I'm still proud of their performance. A little bit better than last year's Grand Final 7.
Yes.
Maybe next year, if they do make it, will be the win. Just slow improvement over time.
Yeah, hey, little by little. I mean, another team that definitely improved was Alpha 7. For Alpha 7 to be able to finish in top 3, that's very impressive for that region. Alpha 7, always a team that there's always been questions. What can happen?
Yeah.
They're the only team out of that region, especially out of Brazil, that used to perform. At one point, we had 3 teams from Brazil region. 1, 2, 3. So it's good to see that everybody's level is just starting to rise, not just towards the west, not just towards the east, also in the Americas.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about improvements, right? There's going to be one team we have to talk about in this final day. It was Vampire.
Yes.
Back-to-back chicken dinner and a third one to finish off the entirety, not only of the day, but also of the grand finals. Vampire, we had so many questions. We thought they're not the team we saw in PMWI, but boom, they showed up in the last day, gave themselves some nice improvements on the rankings. I'm telling you, man, that we didn't know what was going on, but this is the Vampire we want to see in future events.
And this is what I was saying. I mean, they just have so much talent. They were bound to showcase it to us at some point. I thought it was only going to be one match. Boy, was I wrong.
Oh, you were.
Way wrong.
Not only them, but also talking about different regions really showing up. DRS throughout that tournament continuously. Pretty much every single day, they had their moments. They were fabulous.
Yeah, it was a slow ramp up. They started off a little bit slow compared to some teams, but they just keep getting consistent point after consistent point, game after game after game. And it feels so good because the Nepali region's got such a massive fan base when it comes to PUBG Mobile Esports, and seeing that fan base being rewarded with these teams, getting himself a second place. And we're talking about DRS, but TGK, for their first time playing here, Sandesh in particular, I think he was, the top damage dealer right there for his team and for the entire event. Man, I'm impressed with their first appearance.
I'm definitely impressed with the Nepali region. I mean, another region, we're talking about regions that are definitely stepping it up. Another region that has definitely stepped it up in a big, big way here. For DRS, you said it perfectly. They were consistent, they were quiet, and I think at the end of the day, that's ultimately what ended up hurting them a little bit, that they were just too quiet. I'm pretty sure this team is going to go back to the drawing board. They were within an arm's reach, and you can see what this means to these players. You can see they've been working for this for years, some of them. They've been working for this for a whole year, and for finally to be able to go back home as a champion.
I mean, it's not even that to build up S2G to the point where they are today. It took about 2 years. 2 years of so much work, effort, Silas able to play in the past with Class Digital Athletics, being able to give all of that knowledge to the rest of his team, and it just pays off so heavily today in that final match. I'm loving it, man. It's just fantastic to see it just come and conclude the way it has today.
Yep.
Absolutely crazy. So S2G will be taking home the lion's share of the 1.5 million US dollars that we have in the grand final, Lil. I cannot imagine the feeling that these players must be going through right now. We will be having a quick ceremony, I think, in just a couple of minutes over there as well. But man, coming back to the overall ranking, what happened to the Brazilian teams? Because in the middle of the tournament, it really did look like they were going to just take over. Now Alpha 7, they had the chance in that match as well, but they kind of just threw it away. There was this one breach in the dip.
I mean, for Alpha 7, they were just too passive. You saw them going into the middle of the circle, and then at one point, we saw a split where it made absolutely no sense to the point that they actually almost ended up losing Mafioso, if I'm not mistaken. He ended up getting knocked. Luckily, he got revived, but they were just too passive. They weren't aggressive. They weren't willing to take on fights. They decided to take the compound and wait for the longest time. If you're gonna try to take first place from S2G the way they were playing, you had to go for it.
I have the impression that what we saw from Alpha 7 a lot of the time, especially today, is that they were trying to do too much at the same time.
Yes.
They're trying to hold center circle, holding splits to get information, controlling too much space. And when you're trying to do too much, unfortunately, teams will punish you for doing those kind of mistakes. And well, that's what happened to Alpha 7. You lose one player, lose two players, and at that point, your chances of a chicken dinner right down the drain.
And you're talking about Brazilian teams. I mean, Inco Gaming, I was talking about them earlier. A team that played for 5 months together. I'm hoping they stay together because they have a lot of potential.
Absolutely. With that being said, we're heading to the stage. I've had the utmost pleasure of hosting this desk with you two amazing people. We are going over to the stage to Banks and Dona Visca. Enjoy your evening and continue us next year on the PMGC survey.
Stage for the 2022 PMGC Awards ceremony, and we are joined on the main stage by two very special guests. First up, we have the producer of PUBG Mobile Tencent Games, Rick Lee, and also the head of publishing for PUBG Mobile Tencent Games, Vincent Wang.
Selamat datang kembali teman-teman semuanya di main stage. Kali ini kita akan melihat award ceremony dari 2022 PMGC Grand Final, dan kita sudah kedatangan dua tamu yang sangat istimewa, yaitu producer of PUBG Mobile Tencent Games Rick Lee, and also the head of publishing at PUBG Mobile Tencent Games Vincent Wang.
Now we would like to welcome to the main stage your third place squad in the 2022 PMGC Grand Finals, Alpha 7.
Mari kita sambut Alpha 7.
Congratulations, Alpha 7. You're being presented with your check for $120,000. Embrace this moment, enjoy it for your photo. Thank you so much, Alpha 7. If you could please stand to the left of the trophy for us as we introduce our next team. Just over to the left, please. Thank you so much.
Once again, congratulations.
And now for your second place squad in the 2022 PMGC Grand Finals. Please put your hands together, Jakarta, for DRS.
Berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk DRS, peringkat kedua dari 2022 PMGC.
Congratulations, DRS, for placing second. You have received your check for $200,000. Thank you so much. If you could please walk over to the right-hand side of the trophy for us, that would be absolutely fantastic. And now, people, fans of PMGC in Jakarta, please go wild for your PMGC champion of 2022. It is S2G! Congratulations, S2G. You will receive your check for $400,000. And you are the 2022 PMGC champions. Thank you so much, S2G. If you could please stand behind the trophy, that would be brilliant, because we have one more award to present here on the main stage. And yes, Donna, it is your PMGC final MVP. And it has been decided your MVP will be from Stalwart Esports. Give it up, Jakarta, for Top.
Tepuk tangan yang meriah untuk Top sebagai MVP 2022 PMGC.
Congratulations, Top, for your absolutely outstanding performance throughout all 3 days of the PMGC Grand Finals of 2022. Thank you so much, Top. If you could stand behind the trophy, that would be brilliant. Thank you, thank you. And this marks the end of the 2022 PMGC Grand Finals. Congratulations to all of the teams.